What's up, guys? Hey, what's good, guys? Poli Popo here today, and in this video, I want to explain the difference between, from my experience, an audio interface that you plug in USB. It has the two holes, or maybe three or four, and it's got the gain knobs. That's an audio interface. I think of it like a headphone knob that you turn, and it gives you gain and gives you a little bit louder. Pretty good. And then a USB mixer audio interface. And on this channel, I pretty much dedicated it all to the MPC. So I would use the MPC-X as an audio interface because it gives you the ins and you can control the gains. And I'll show you that in a second. And then on the mixer, it gives you the gains. The only difference is on the mixer and on specific mixers, this one in particular, I can get USB tracks. So if you have two instruments going in, or if I have one drum machine going in and I only have one input or two inputs, you're only going to get two tracks. So, and then I don't know, maybe in your software you can separate them and all that. But from my personal experiences with them, the audio interface, you don't have to deal with any latency at all. I mean, not the audio interface, the mixer. You don't have to deal with any latency at all. You just plug it right in. It takes the analog signal and just boosts it straight into your screen. I'm actually using my mixer right now, which is running through my MPC, so you can get a good feel of the different sound that you're going to get out of both of these and the different options. So whenever I turn the record on the MPC, it gives me like an echoey effect like this. Check it. And no matter how different I talk, you can kind of hear it's slightly different. It gives me like a little, like I'm talking into a soda can, right? So I'm going to turn that off. And there's no way to go about that. It's an audio interface. I can't tweak that. And if I'm not saying anything bad about the MPC, I'm just saying that if you have an audio interface, it doesn't give you the option to tweak anything that you're saying. Meaning, I can take the bass of my voice and I can turn it up like this, and I can muffle out different things like that. You know what I'm saying? So let me show you around here real quick and kind of explain what I just did, but with a little bit more visual. Okay. And then I want to show you what's really cool about the mixer on top of that and why I prefer it. Because on my MPC software, I can take that one track that you send in through your audio interface and I can explode it into, let's say if there's 16 drums, I can explode it into 16 different tracks and have individual drums coming out on individual tracks on here so I can tweak them back in real time, feed them back into my MPC as audio tracks to get that bass, and I'll show you that right now. Check it out. All right, cool. So bear with me here, guys. So this here pretty much is your audio interface. Like if you have two jacks going in, just this here, this top part of the mixer is your audio interface, and this is your gain. So if you want more volume, you turn it up like that, or you turn it down. And I hope I didn't just wreck the whole video by messing with my. You turn it back down like this, all right? So, excuse me. So what's really, really cool is, like I say, if you just want more volume, I think of it as like a headphone jack where I have my input, I'm going into my computer, or in this case, I'm going into my camera. And if I want more volume, I can turn it up. Okay, that's an audio interface. USB, I'm using this as a USB audio interface too. But let me show you this here real quick on the MPC. Cool. Now, whether you have an MPC or an MPC Live, the inputs are on the front there, you see? And on the right. And you also have inputs that are on the back, which are XLR inputs, the same that go into like your speakers or microphone or about Mixer. So what is really, really cool, like I say, it's just allowing the volume to go in. You see my volume on the screen going in here. So I'm just going to turn up the gain and I'm going to get more volume out of it. Which I don't like to do, but it's just going to sound bad if I do it, all right? So I typically don't like to use the I don't like to use the audio interface. I love the audio interface idea, but I like to be able to control the sounds that are coming back out into a mixer. All right, so again, I'm going in through my mixer into the MPC as an audio track now, but I'm using my mixer as my audio interface, not my MPC. I'll show you right now. Watch. Right there. Okay. All right, so for this demonstration here, I'm just going to go with the chill number 2 right here. We're going to work with this. So I'm going to hit play on my MPC, and I have it set to where my MIDI tracks are coming back through channel 1 and 2 on my mixer. And what's cool about my mixer, like I said, you can have all 24 channels coming back USB. So first I'm going to show it on 1. So I'm going to start the MPC now. Alright, so since I have that coming back in through my mixer, check this out. Okay, so I have this on here. It's all on one track, but now I want to explode this track. Watch this. See now how I have different drums coming up now, right? Oh, it's only like 3, but still for this example, that's pretty good. So what I'm going to do is assign each one of these drums their individual tracks, so I can show you how to add more bass and punch to each drum. Because you can add, hang on one second. You can add, like for your 808s and stuff like that, you can add or copy track, but it's just going to get more and more reverby at that. You're going to have to add compression to it. But by having a mixer, you can just boost the bass. And I'm going to show you that right now. What's really nice is in the MPC software, it'll also take all your drums and put them on different tracks so you can add effects to each track. So you can see where the few claps are there. I got more if you scroll over left and right, but if I wanted to add compression or something to just those hits, I could do that. But check this out real quick. Cool, so we have all the inputs set up the right way. I got them separated on different tracks. We're just going to work with 2 drums together, and right now we don't hear anything, so I have to I'm going to show you on the mixer what button you have to push in order for you to get audio. So real quick, let me turn this around. Alright. All these buttons up here, they got USB return. Okay, so since I had it set, and if you go back, you can see I had it set on track 1 and 2. So when I hit this button, these 2 buttons, no matter what, if I use gain or anything, the gain and all that doesn't matter. It's just going to return the signal back into my mixer, so we should hear drum. And there you go. And guys, this is where I enjoy the audio interface, and I use the mixer as an audio interface for all my gear, but I get more out of the mixer USB audio interface. Look at this. I'm going to add my low end. Watch this. Sometimes you want the drums a little hotter. I mean, you can go more, but I don't want to break anybody's stuff. So all I'm trying to say is that if you put an 808 on this bad boy, and this, my friend, is another instrument in itself, especially if you play by ear and you want those drums the way you want them. Because when we started, they sounded like this. And yes, you can do all of this in the MPC. You can hit the screen and go to Mixer and hit your Q links. It's got 16 Q links. It's got like this many Q links. But just for that extra control over each sound real fast like that. And I don't really like to use the software, honestly, but I'm going to go ahead and say that USB Mixer wins, because I just don't like to use it at all. Yeah, you definitely can't do this with a audio interface. I mean, you can, but not this fast. It allows you to master your, I mean, you're gonna get a different sound out of it. And you can add effects to keep the track on here too, but I do that in the MPC. It's pretty faster that way for me. So I utilize everything, but definitely gonna say USB mixer with true USB return. A lot of mixers are gonna say, oh yeah, well it's got 12 channel return, but it's gonna be one at a time. Unlike the Soundcraft 22 or the 12, they're both the same, and I would highly recommend it for doing what we just did. Other than that, guys, I think I did a pretty good sound comparison with the audio interface. I'm using a junk computer, so it isn't nothing top of the line at all. It's not a bad computer, but definitely not the best. So the audio interface on the MPC-X, we went over that, and it kind of had a little echoey thing. We couldn't eliminate that without putting compression and stuff like that. Straight out the box, I get a nice clean signal out of here, and I don't know, I'm curious to see what your guys' thoughts are on all of this too. Leave them in the comments below, and I'm going to get back to making some music. I'm going to get back to work, guys. Again, I'm Poli Popo, and I'm just going to mix this stuff. I got about 20 tracks to go through, and that's the thing. Instead of saying I got 20 tracks to go through, I get to go through 20 tracks, because this makes it fun, and that's what it's all about, man. So, right on. I'll talk to you next time.